Hey YouTube, Dan Otto here. I'm just gonna start the battles because I put this team together and then I was just looking at my past videos. I'm like, oh, this is just my legend team that I hit with Scrafty instead of Pidgeot. So we will upload this on the weekend since weekends are kind of slower anyways. But yeah, so it's the same. It's a modified team of the Pidgeot, Jellicent, Swampert line that I used. Yeah, I used Pidgeot and then this one I'm using Scrafty. What's the pros and cons of using Scrafty versus Pidgeot? So Pidgeot has been interesting for me because Pidgeot is super well-rounded except for like steals, right? Because even ice type Pokemon, unless it's like an Aurora, which is also half rock, if it's just like wall run, you could still like land a Brave Bird. It's decently tanky, but a lot of it, I think it's best described as a hero sims in PV Poke. And what that basically means is when you're running Wing Attack, Brave Bird, and Feather Dance, you can very easily win a match on PV Poke that you will lose in real life, because what they sometimes happens, not all the time, but sometimes with their bait on PV Poke is they will shield up a Feather Dance and then you land a Brave Bird to win. Whereas in real life, if they don't shield up a Feather Dance, you could actually be super far behind, right? Because if they just let like a couple Feather, I played the matchup the other day. I'm using it again. Like, it's still a strong Pokemon, but I'm using it again, and I was against a Greedent. And same thing, Greedent basically I won the matchup just because he was 4 times lowered, but the Greedent took me down to like, I had to land 2 Feather Dances, which they didn't shield, and then they didn't shield the Brave Bird. So I finally landed the Brave Bird, but I was already in the red, like super deep red. And that's the thing with Pidgeot, is like a very hero sims. Now, it's not that Scrafty isn't a hero sims here either, because it's got the Power Punch bait. But I feel like it is more well-rounded for this meta. And it's because it's weak to flying, and it's weak to fighting, and it's weak to charm. There's not a ton of charm, as you're going to see on the Double Dragon team, which came out on Wednesday. There's not a ton of charm in this right now, so I'm not super worried about charm. The only real charm is like Tapu Fini, and you have sort of 2 back answers for that, to a certain extent. Fighters, you have Jellicent, and you have Swampert. Swampert will do like okay, and the only real fighters in this are, a lot of the other fighters in this are weak to fighting as well, right? You have like Obstagoon, which you're gonna outpace, Mirror Match Scrafty, Cobalion, so that's okay. Your real problem is your flyers, right? So so I'm running Bulb Beam here. I think I switched it to Ice Beam eventually after this. I think Ice Beam is better on Jellicent. So your main flyers, like I said, Charizard is on multiple of my teams because it is super, super strong. And now you're starting to get a couple core breakers that this team may need to switch. It depends if you're seeing this Pokemon a lot or not. It is, what am I doing with this editing here? Okay. Pelipper. So the good news is if you have a Pelipper, you still have Jellicent, which can Hex and Swamp and Shadow Ball with ease. So I'm not worried about Pelipper there. Pelipper is a core breaker for Scrafty and Swampert, right? You're going to lose decently there. The good news about Scrafty is it is decently tanky, so you can probably take like 1 to 2 Weather Ball, like at least 1. I'm going to just look it up. If I'm running the PV Poke matchup here, PV Poke in the Ultra League, level 50. We have a Pelipper, and we have a Scrafty. You're gonna lose, but that's some shield. So if they shield up a foul play, let's just go to the 0 shield so they can't shield up a foul play to see how much damage you can do. Because you're gonna land 1 foul play, they're gonna go straight Hurricane, and so they're at 60 HP left, which is quite a lot. So it's kind of a core breaker there, and I've seen a couple people promote it as a core breaker. That being said, you need the hundo. I don't think getting to level 50 is a problem for some people. It is for others. Like I don't see many Wingles up here in Canada. But like you need level 50 Pelipper because it maxes out at like 2400 CP, something like that. So it could be a core breaker. But why I like Scrafty is that there's a lot of other Pokemon in this main meta that it does well against. And then, so the Giratinas are everywhere, so getting a couple foul plays off there. Trevenants are still around, and if you're going to have double weak to Trevenant in the back, you need a Trevenant answer, and Scrafty is a nice Trevenant answer because it can only throw the Seed Bombs. Giratina, this matchup's decent. If they have Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, it's a little trickier actually, quite honestly. Like, let's watch this play out. I'm probably going to eventually switch into Jellicent here. I'll get one off. It's going to take 2 foul plays to take it out. These counters will do enough to make it 2 foul plays, and then I'm going to maybe try and catch, or they try and catch, to a Sylveon. So it's not that. There's no fairies, but Jellicent should be tanky enough to deal with it. And then I was going to come into Jellicent anyways. But yeah, 2 foul plays will take out a Giratina, as you would have seen there. And I would have lived 1 Dragon Breath, so I would have outpaced, like Dragon Claw, so I would have outpaced there. And it does well against like Swamperts and stuff like that. You're just kind of like hanging in those matchups, which is nice. So that is why Scrafty is pretty decent in this meta. Again, Flyers is your main issue. Fairy, again, I don't think there's a ton of Fairy right now. And like other counter users. But again, I like this backline even though it has risk, right? It has risk that you're going to see some grass. It has risk in some darks. Like dark is it's a bad answer for Jellicent, which is why Scrafty is not a bad answer, right? Because Scrafty will take out all the darks, unless it's like a mirror match, but unless that's like a ramped up Scrafty. Otherwise, it'll take out like Umbreon and it'll take out Obstagoon and the poison darks too. So I'm not too worried about that. And then Swampert's just pretty solid all around, quite honestly. Swampert's just so good. So that is the team. Like I said, I'll put this up on probably Saturday just because I've already done this team. It's just a modified version of the team. I've got a few, because I'm filming this on Tuesday because I'm trying to get ahead on videos because I've got, the good news is Ultra League is back to back here. So I have a bunch of Ultra League videos coming out. I got a fun one. Maybe sometime over the next like Sunday through Wednesday. I've got a few more Ultra League teams to put up with also, I haven't done Love Cup yet, but I'm assuming I'm going to have some Love Cup too because I'm going to go play that. I did a rank outside of rank 100 team and struggled mightily. So then I'm going to talk about how YouTubers kind of trick you with these Pokemon, but kind of don't. So stay tuned for that. And then I did like an off meta one. So like Pokemon that have play, but like aren't being used a lot. So that was fun. And now I'm just kind of playing around for these last couple days, just with whatever. So yeah, I'm having way more fun in Ultra League than I was having in Great League. I do realize that I have an okay amount of Ultra League Pokemon, but I'm missing some of the core ones that I need to focus on over the next little bit. So the main one is like Registeel. I don't have a Registeel because I don't have a good IV one. I should start trading with some friends to try and just re-roll Registeels. So Registeel or Galarian Stunfisk, I don't have that either. Just going through the list here, have Cobalion, have Pidgeot, have Giratina, have Trevenant. A Shadow Gliscor, I do not have a Shadow Gliscor. I've seen it a couple times. It's also, again, Shadow Gliscor is 100% a Sims hero where you're baiting the Night Slash and then landing the Earthquake on some of these things. So I've played against it a few times. It's actually a pretty easy takedown, so I'm not too worried about that. Regirock. Regirock is an interesting one. So you have Focus Blast and Stone Edge, which are both nukes. There's a lot of flyers, right? So Stone Edge may not be a bad one. So Regirock, a poor man's Registeel. It's not a terrible. Again, I don't have good IVs though. Have Swampert, have Crest. Don't have a Shadow Steelix. Again, you need XL. I could have the XL for it. I just don't have the right IVs for it yet. Gliscor, Steelix, Swampert. I have Virizion. Guzzlord. Guzzlord is interesting. Considering it's rank 16, I have not seen like any in this meta. What is it? So you get lit up by Charm and Ice, which is not surprising because you're a dragon and you're dark. So Tapu Fini, Cobalion, right? Stunfisk, Obstagoon, and these are pretty hard losses. Yeah, these are a lot of hard losses here. So why is it ranked so high if it's got so many hard losses? You beat, who do you beat? You beat Giratina Altered. You beat Swampert, Jellicent, Drapion, and Trevenant. So you're basically using it for like your Giratinas and Swamperts is why you would be... Oh, that Great League ranking? No, this is Ultra League. And then what else do we have? Let's make sure the battles are still going. They are. I think they'll be done soon though. Aurorus. Aurorus is one I really want to get. I did not grind it enough when it was out. When it comes out again, I'm going to go hard because I want one for Great League and I want one for Ultra League. I think Aurorus is one that you should prioritize if you can. Don't have Stunfisk, I already said. I have Scrafty, have Walrein. Regice. All the Regis have potential because they all have like these nuke moves. Shadow A9. So I grinded. I basically went out when I was working downtown because downtown has like stops, a ton of stops, and they were like all like lit up. So I think I grinded for like 45 minutes. I think I did like, I ended up finding like 10 to 11 Shadow A9s or Shadow A Vulpix, but I think like maybe one has okay IVs. The IVs were just terrible. Double's another one I need to grind the next time it's back. I do have a hundo actually, which is what you need. I just have nowhere close to the candies or XLs for that. Mandibuzz still have not hatched the hundo. I'm so pissed about that. I've hatched so many of them, but I have not gotten the hundo yet. And now we're getting, and then yeah, Pelipper, Miltank, a lot of these XL Pokemon that require a lot of either the hundo or a lot of XLs, and then you're getting into random stuff. Licklicky is interesting because I have the rank 1, it's number 44. I have the number 1 rank Licklicky. Lick, Body Slam, Shadow Ball. Yeah, so I have the number 1 rank Licklicky. So obviously you get lit up by counter users, which there's a bunch. Obstagoon, Scrafty, Cobalion, Virizion. Yeah, that's not surprising. Lose to Aurora, double, Pidgeot. Right, so a lot of key losses here. Where are some of your wins here? Plus using it as like a safe swap, so you may be able to do okay. Giratina, A9, Tapu Fini, Cress, Swampert, Jellicent, Trevenant. Okay, so it's right because you're you're normal, right? So you do resist all the ghost type moves. So and I'm assuming bulky. I've not used it yet. I'm excited to try it out eventually. And then you're getting into like random. Cofagrigus would be an interesting one. I always hate going against Cofagrigus when I see it. And then you're getting into like some niche stuff down there. Anyways. Yeah, so I guess in the next, we'll see what the next seasons have in store. So I mentioned, I'm going into now full, not rant mode, but just thought process mode. I have, like I said, I just kind of went over the Ultra League Pokemon that I have to build up. There's like maybe 1 or 2 Great League Pokemon I want to build up. I'm pretty set for Great League. I've got a ton of Great League Pokemon. Master League is a tricky one. I have officially built up a Garchomp. So I have a lot of level 50s normal type Pokemon. So Garchomp, Metagross, Gyarados, Dragonite, Swampert, and Machamp. I all have at level 50. And they're basically all hundos or like 98%. So that is great. And I've already just specified my Gyarados. So I'm going to run that Gyarados Metagross Dragonite line when it comes when Premier comes out, level 50 comes out. I'll just run that. Maybe I'll try some of the other ones. I want to try and get some of the other just like strong level 50 Premier Pokemon. It's the legendary Pokemon. I have no shot. I was actually just looking through my XLs and like I probably did like 50, maybe not 50, maybe like 30 to 40 raids for Zacian. So I have like, I still don't have the hundo. Again, the problem is I don't have a hundo for a lot of these. I don't have hundo Mewtwo. So what do I have? I have a hundo Palkia. and I have like 130 XL candies for that. So I'll start powering that up. I do not have the hundo Mewtwo. Anything else? I've been trying to best. I've been trying to swap. I've been trying to lucky trade Lugias forever. Don't have that. Don't have the hundo Daga. Don't have Mewtwo. Don't have like any other legendary. I do not have the hundo for. I have Groudon. I have Groudon, and I have Palkia, are my only 2 hundo legendaries. Except I have like 10 XL candies for Groudon. So that is not happening either anytime soon. So I need to make a decision here. I need to either start. I think I've got about 2,800, 3,000 coins right now. I think I'm going to. I normally just buy like the incubator, if they have like a good incubator on where there's like 20 incubators for like 1,400, 1,800. I usually buy that. I think I'm at the point where I just need to spend that money on remote raid passes. I've already got like 40 green passes. I just don't go out and play much, right? So I'm mostly doing remote raids. I think I just need to invest those coins in remote raids and just bite the bullet and start doing these legendary raids with this free money that I get from taking gems every day. So that's my plan. We'll see how it goes over the next couple seasons and as I start to build up my inventory. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend. Another team tomorrow. Don't know which one yet. So appreciate the thumbs up, comments, and subscribe if you're new. And I will see you guys in the next one.